At some point, there's a shift. Not dramatic, but undeniable. You're no longer just observing, you're participating. You're given small responsibilities at first, carrying messages, relaying information, being present when needed. It doesn't seem like much, but it builds trust, and trust leads to expectation. Then comes the moment that changes everything. You're told to handle something. No detailed explanation, just enough information to understand the situation. Someone crossed a line, and you're part of the response. Your heart rate increases. Your mind starts running through possibilities, but there's no time to hesitate, because hesitation gets remembered. You act, not recklessly, but deliberately. And once it's done, there's no celebration, no acknowledgement beyond the simple nod. But that nod means everything, because now you're no longer on the outside of the system, you're inside it, fully. Level 6, the enforcer. Your role evolves. You're no longer reacting, you're preventing. Problems don't escalate around you the same way they used to because your presence changes behavior. People notice, they adjust, not out of fear alone, but out of understanding. You represent consequences, and consistency becomes your responsibility. Rules only work if they're enforced the same way every time. You can't pick and choose. You can't hesitate, because the moment people sense inconsistency, they test boundaries, and once boundaries break, everything becomes unstable. So, you maintain order, quietly, efficiently. Level 7, the shot caller. Now the responsibility shifts again. You're no longer just executing decisions, you're making them, and that changes how you think. Every situation becomes layered. You don't just see what's happening, you see what could happen next, who might react, how things might escalate, what the long-term consequences could be. Your decisions affect multiple people at once, and once you make them, there's no taking them back. You control movement, access, resources, information, and with that control comes pressure, because every mistake is magnified, and every success is expected. Level 8, the outside connection. At this level, the walls don't feel as absolute, because your influence extends beyond them. Communication flows in and out, carefully, indirectly, but consistently. You become part of something larger than the prison itself. Decisions made inside affect situations outside, and vice versa. Money moves, information moves, people move, and you're connected to all of it. That realization changes your perspective, because now you understand. This system doesn't end at the gate, it just changes form. Level 9, the internal conflict. With time comes reflection. Not constant, but unavoidable, especially at night, when everything slows down and there are fewer distractions. You think about who you were before this, not in detail, but in feeling, and you compare it to who you are now. The differences are clear, not just in behavior, but in mindset. You've adapted, because you had to, but adaptation comes with a cost, and sometimes you wonder, if you ever leave this place, which version of you will walk out? Level 10, the legacy. Eventually, your position becomes established. Your name carries weight. Your presence has meaning. You've built something within the system, a role, a reputation, a structure. But nothing here is permanent. Time moves. People change. New individuals arrive. Old ones leave. And the system continues. Always. At some point, someone else begins the same journey you did. Stepping off the bus, chains dragging, eyes scanning, trying to understand a world that doesn't explain itself. And just like before, the process begins again. Because prison doesn't just contain people, it transforms them, gradually, systematically. And once that transformation starts, it never fully disappears.